In this, we're having some technical difficulties. This is the replay. You might want to fast forward it a bit. We got Sow the Land on here. It's going to be worth it to stay tuned. We had to do this from our phone, but that should make it a little interesting. So, just hang with us there. We got to get everybody on here. Okay. Now, if I put that in my, and we'll wait for people to get on. Jason, I might have to do the awkward thing and just leave you with the show until I go get the tripod.
All right.
Entertain no one. No one's on.
No one's on here? How's everyone doing?
Hey guys! The hang up button. Right?
Yeah.
Don't press hang up. Hold on one second. Hey guys, we couldn't get the. Do we have people coming on here? No, not yet. Oh, we have 3 people. Yay! Hey guys! So we had to go live from our phone because we couldn't get the program that we have to use to connect with YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, I tried. You can ask Jason and Lorraine. I've been trying for
We're trying here.
minutes here, like 20 minutes, so.
They don't believe you, Rebecca. They know you just.
Oh, stop it. Bonnie and Kevin are here, and Dale Guffey, and Randy Kleinman is here, Justin.
Wow.
Robert
Ask him
Dean,
how cold it
sorry.
is there.
How cold is it, Randy? Cindy from Part Time Permies is here.
Let's have
Shane,
the cold contest.
Ken,
Who's the coldest?
Mike, yes.
It was
Who's-
60
who's the
degrees here
cold?
today.
You're just, he has to rub that in, doesn't he? How cold is it where everybody was today? It's pretty warm.
What's
Where Randy is, it's
What?
35.
What's warm
It's
for him?
35.
Oh my god.
I know, right? This is why we all live
Yes.
here.
That's
He
why
said it was
everyone-
7 degrees last week.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Hold on, wait, sorry. It's 57 in Florida. How were we?
Ask Randy.
I
Don't
think-
bad things happen at 7 degrees?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Bella is here. Oh, Cindy's little girl Bella is here. Mike
If we
Bacotti's
had our
here.
software up, we could have.
I know,
We could
right?
have phoned her in.
Sorry. 48 in Kentucky, 72 degrees in Australia.
How about right there, Becky?
I was sitting in a deer stand at 7. It was terrible, Randy said.
See if you can set that.
Do I set it right here?
No, it has to
Oh.
be set on that.
On this. Oh, I don't know.
It's just Jerry, right?
It is Jerry. Sorry, people.
We didn't expect to have to stream from our phone tonight. There.
Okay. I hope that works. Lorraine, you got to get in here.
Everybody squeeze.
46 in Alabama.
There we go.
We might need thinner chairs. I think our chairs
can
are
sit on
There we
Jason's
go.
lap.
That's
There we
better.
go. There we
Squeeze it.
go.
It's still a little crooked though, isn't
It
it?
is
Yeah, we
crooked.
can all just lean to the left.
And I think there's actually a glare because my phone
There
is
is a
cracked.
glare.
The practor is cracked at the. So
Okay,
sorry,
well, hold
guys.
on. Let me try to turn off this.
Did
getting
not
it.
expect to go from the. There, there we go. There we
That looks
go.
great.
How's
There.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
good.
Justin,
Now, can
come
anybody
on in.
read that?
No.
I have to sit
No.
on Jason's lap. Shoot. Okay, you
Here,
guys.
you sit
Yeah.
there.
let
You
me
sit with
count- Let me
Jason.
get the questions.
Oh,
first.
he's gonna
You
sit
with
there.
Jason, and I'll get
Not
the
bad.
questions.
So does anyone have it? It's 39 in Ohio. Sorry. What is a Jerry setup anyways? Randy, I'm so glad you asked. I wish that I could take a picture of
Yeah, you're
this
fine.
and send it to y'all because it's pretty bad. It's like the tripod
Yes.
and the phone sitting on the handles,
It's not even hooked
not
up.
on the tripod at
So
all.
It may fall at any given moment.
Oh,
Yes.
Randy said Instagram it. I will Instagram it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You should.
So, let me find my phone. I have to do that. I
How's everyone doing on here?
I don't even know where my phone is.
We have 22 people.
There it is.
Yay!
That's great.
It's awesome.
Everybody's getting warm inside. You guys got your snacks ready?
I know. I didn't make any snacks, y'all.
No
What
snacks
is wrong
today.
We
with
ate
me?
so much food.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just ate.
we did. Okay.
So what everybody have for supper? While we pull up your questions.
Someone asked, "Where's Bernice? How's Bernice?"
Oh,
Bernice is doing good. Bernice is in bed.
Bernice is
Ber-
in bed.
Bernice.
She's in bed.
Yeah.
She's
so,
in bed.
Yeah, Bernice is our chicken. So
She
our,
goes
one of our
to
egg layers.
bed. Yeah, she puts herself to bed earlier than the other chickens.
Does she? Is
Yeah,
she
you-
old?
She's old.
She's older. She's getting there.
She's got the gray feathers going.
Does she really?
She does. Yeah.
Bernice.
I know.
Bless her.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I posted it on Instagram, so you guys
Did
can
you
now
really?
see on my Instagram stories. You can see our setup. What are you looking at that for? He's trying to
Us.
look at my Instagram.
Keeping up with you.
Not wanting to hang out with y'all. Okay, hold on, wait. People have said things and I
Comments
missed them.
disappeared.
Okay, make sure you send an email out with a new link for those who come late. Can you do
I'm
that?
sorry, I can't. My assistant's out of town.
He says he can't because
Hopefully they'll
the
scroll
person who's
down.
supposed to do it. Yeah,
and see the
it will
chat,
be. They
hopefully.
should be able to see the chat, and then hopefully they'll see at the bottom of the chat that it's a problem.
And don't post it in the Facebook because not everybody there is a premium member.
Okay. Let's see. What are we talking about? Duct tape and baling wire.
So.
At least he didn't duct tape it.
Oh, I see.
Where's
I see.
Bernice? As if you would bring Bernice to hang out
We
with
should
us.
have.
You should have.
Tell
her.
people your Instagram because they. if
Okay,
they don't
so
know
go
your
to my Instagram, Rebecca.Rhodes. Click on the stories.
Oh, I
and then
like
you can
this.
see
Hey, we got some good questions tonight,
this
guys.
great setup. Justin
Awesome.
says we have good questions. Let's see.
You guys ready to
Oh,
jump
did we
into
talk
the
about what we
questions?
were eating tonight?
Yes. What's for dinner?
Somebody
Yes.
had grass-fed steak, cooked
Show
in
off.
garlic, spring onions,
that
and
sounds good.
jalapeno over spaghetti squash.
Wow.
I clicked the link in the chat of the other, is what Cindy said. So good. Just saw Sow the Land 1 year stove update.
The stove, yes.
How's it going?
Stove's working good now.
How much
Right.
did you guys burn all that wood that was in your little A-frame?
No, not at all.
Really?
No.
Not yet.
How long will that
We're
take
being
you?
conservative with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because
We
it's
have to
not.
get in here.
It's not. Oh yeah.
Let's scoot it over.
All right. Yeah, we're being conservative with it.
Yeah,
We're-
because this hasn't been that cold, except for that one really cold day.
Yeah.
Where
it
Jason
snowed.
let the fire go out.
Oh,
He can't keep the wood stove going.
yeah, I can't do it.
Like it'll be cold
That's not
in the
my
morning,
thing.
and he'll come to the room and he's like, "Can you get the wood stove going?"
I was like, I don't even want to bother with it. 'Cause
It's too much.
She's the.
She's the queen.
Yeah, she's doing it.
She's really good at it.
Yeah.
I can do it, but he's much better. Like I can do it, but it's like,
Yeah.
do we want to waste
Right.
the time and the paper? Is
That's
that
what
how
I'm.
you
That's
are?
how I am. That's
yeah.
How I am.
I mean, I can do it, and if I'm really cold and I'm really motivated, I can get it going. But normally, I'm like freezing. Like, can someone get the wood? Well, the kids are now. They really enjoy. The boys do.
Yeah.
They're little
That's
pyros.
That's
so
awesome.
they they'll get this started. And then, well, we also had an issue with our wood stove. We didn't know what was going on because the doors were all shut, but it was burning really hot, and I was like. Because if it's cracked at all, you know, it's drawing in like lots of oxygen, but it was like burning really hot. And my mom was like, you need to shut the door on that. And I was like,
Wow.
it's shut. Like I checked them, like I looked and made sure that they were, and
Yeah.
we couldn't figure it out. So we let it burn out because we were like, we can't keep burning it this hot. It's like, it would
Right.
just like, we would load it at like 10 o'clock at night. And by the morning, it was like nothing.
Oh
It
my
just like
gosh.
completely burned
Right.
everything. And so we called the guy because we were like, is our wood stove broken? Like, do we need to like get something fixed on it? So we called the guy who serviced it this summer, and he goes, have you checked the ash box? It was cracked.
Oh.
Oh,
So
really?
much. So
That was
then
doing
now, yeah. So that was like, it was like drawing in because there weren't a lot of ashes in there yet.
it. Okay.
So because there was like, it was drawing in the air. And,
I can't
but
get
since
it.
that's been fixed,
Right.
it's working really well.
Which is similar
get
to
the
what we
print, so-
shared on
Let's jump into the.
our video. We had something. The bricks weren't laid properly, so it wasn't working that well last year
Ah.
until we discovered the bricks.
Oh yeah. And then you
Yeah.
figured it out,
And
and
now
now
it's
it's
great.
much better.
Yes. I know.
I know Justin's like, because
Is it
I'm
here?
like, what are
I'm
we
gonna try.
do here? Oh wait,
I'm gonna have to read
should
it
we?
from the-
Here, do you need me to fix that? You start
Sure.
talking, and I'll
Okay.
try to make this work.
This is easy.
Switch with
I
me.
have to ask a short question, and Jason has to give me a long answer. Where do you see yourself in 5 years with your business?
5 years. That's a good question.
Both of you can pipe in on that.
I see our place having growth.
Yeah.
With our business or our
Business, he said.
land? Oh.
Or she. Why did I assume that was a he?
Oh, so with our Sow the Land business.
Yeah.
Well, which business?
Where do you
We have
see
lots
it?
of businesses.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, see
I've
it.
got
Are you
plans
closing
already.
down
He's got
some? Are
his
you
woodworking.
closing down some businesses in 5 years? Are you bringing on more businesses?
Right.
What's your 5-year plan or dream? Maybe you don't have a 5-year plan.
Honestly, we don't.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when we moved here, we just kind of just started the Sow the Land business, and it was always like, you know, we're still feel like we're still trying to figure that out, what that is. I think just this year we're starting to see like real growth with it.
Right.
And just, you know, we've been doing it for over 3.5 years. So I would think in 5 years, I think it would, I definitely think we'll be at a bigger place than where we are now. Like I feel like I'm already outgrowing my little wood shop that I have, my 120 square foot shed. I already feel like I'm outgrowing that. And so I would think in 5 years we'd be at maybe bigger spot than we're at now for sure.
So for those that don't know, the businesses you run are?
So we have our own woodworking. I do like small home goods and just like kind of make custom things for people, which we have Etsy shop, Sow the Land Etsy shop. We have our website. We have a shop space in Asheville where we rent out a little spot where I just make things and bring it there and sell it. You have your own apothecary line of like natural skincare.
And then we have the Sow the Land brand.
Yeah, Sow the Land's becoming
So the Land brand where it counts the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And the t-shirts surrounding that, the Hey Bernice t-shirt
Right.
and the build stuff.
Grow Food Builds it.
Okay.
shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah, Rebecca's wearing your shirt. Did you plan that, Rebecca? So that's 3 different. Oh, and plus you do contract work.
Plus the
Or are
contract
you trying to
work.
weed that out?
I think you still enjoy that.
Yeah,
right?
I enjoy everything. That's the problem. No, I mean, but I like the idea of kind of like mixing it all up and kind of like keeping it, not doing one specific thing or even two specific things. I think just mixing it up. I mean, another thing that I've done is like, I've done film and editing work for businesses and the local businesses here. And so it's like kind of just a little bit of everything. And then, you know, I'm not doing the bus conversions anymore. I haven't done that.
We have
So you cut
evolved.
that out.
Yeah, we have evolved. I mean, you were doing CAD work,
Yeah.
you were doing bus conversions, and we figured which items were
Okay.
Right.
doing well.
As somebody coming from with that question, is it better now that in hindsight and looking into the future, are you still going to be so diverse, or are you trying to simplify?
I think it's simplifying. I don't know. I kind of like being diverse.
No,
Yeah.
don't you scoot out.
There we go.
The advantage of
Yeah, we're
going live from the phone with
Yeah.
4 people.
We're cozy.
And when it's already 82 in here.
I know. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm gonna walk in front.
I mean, I like the idea of being diverse, even though it can be like very difficult to like, where do I put my focus at? You know, like I might be doing one thing, but my mind's on this other thing that I need to get done. So right now for me, it's about trying to find like a schedule of trying to find a schedule for it all and like try to. I mean, I love doing all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like Sow the Land and everything that we do is still very new. We were just talking
Yeah.
about that today. We were saying 4 years ago, none of this existed. So I still feel like it's very new for us. We're still
Yeah.
trying to figure everything out.
Yeah.
So someone wants to know, so what is your advice for starting your own business? For someone out there in starting your own business? Because you guys are obviously entrepreneurish.
Right.
So looking back now, you made the adventure from California to North Carolina and you made it. You're still here. You're not skinny as a rail. You're eating. You're not in gobs of debt. So you
Right.
did something right.
Well,
Right.
we
So
did have
what
to make
what
a
is
lot
that?
of
What
sacrifices.
okay, so is that the first word of advice? Sacrifice?
Sacrifice.
What did you sacrifice?
Doing without. There was a lot I'm doing without. You know, we don't go shopping and buy all the things that we want, or even sometimes the things that we need. We slept on an air mattress for the first year that we moved here.
I did not know that.
Because we sold all our furniture in order to move here. So yeah, there's a lot of sacrifices to be made, and I think we do what we love. It's not,
Yeah.
a lot of sacrifices too. Like, he could have easily just have gone out and delivered pizza, but I mean, we really focused on doing what we love.
I think that's maybe key. If like, I think you really have to be passionate about what you're doing, and then really just keep at it, like year after year,
Right.
and really believe in what you're doing.
And live the lifestyle too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't. I sell apothecary, like a skincare line, and I don't feel that I can go out and eat garbage food and then talk about how I take care of my skin with organic skincare products, and I don't live that lifestyle. So I think it's
Right.
important to walk the walk too.
Yeah.
Ken said one piece of advice is bring more stuff to Homesteaders of America next year.
That's
Since you
true.
sold out.
That's true.
On Friday.
And that goes with like time and like it's hard to find the time to make all that stuff, like the woodworking, and even like woodworking, editing videos, filming. All that's time, and it's at a certain point, I am gonna have to probably make that decision of like, okay, I'm gonna have to maybe hire somebody to help me do these things. I know that's gonna happen. It hasn't not yet, but I think I will be there eventually.
That'll be a sweet point, buddy.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I want to answer a question.
Let's catch up on this one. Are you changing the subject?
Yes, I was going to change the
Okay, so
subject.
Permy
sorry.
says it was a great idea to diversify. She
Now
thinks
have
it's a
all
good
your
idea.
eggs in one basket.
And Randy said that he learned, he gave a piece of advice saying he had to learn that it's okay to charge what it's worth. And he said he had to learn that the hard way. So
Yeah.
charging
Yeah.
a good price.
Yeah, and I think that's hard to come up with. I mean, but I think just by doing it, like for a while, like I think you figure that out as you go. And I think we're just learning that now.
Yeah.
Like before, like it was like, I feel
Yeah.
like it's too much,
That's too much to ask of anybody.
Yeah. But then slowly, I think we're learning that.
As you're like
Our time's
selling
valuable.
out and
Yeah.
you're like, you can't make it fast enough,
Right.
and
Right.
you're going to have to hire somebody to potentially run your,
Yeah.
or, make things.
Like the homesteaders, I either didn't bring enough, or maybe I didn't charge high enough.
Yeah.
And that's just an honest.
Yeah.
That's just-
Well, that's
honest.
how, that's how
Yeah.
a lot of business people set their prices too, it depends on those things, so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Rebecca, go
Okay,
ahead.
so Amy Lynn Caspar, I hope I said your name right, says, my chickens are refusing to go to bed now that we put lights in the coop. They think the party lights in the coop mean they can take the party outside and not go to bed. So the thing is, you should have the lights go in the morning, not at night, because chickens can't see, like as the sun goes down, that signals them to go and get in the house and it's time to go to
Yeah.
sleep. But if the light just turns off automatically, then they are stuck and they don't know, like it
Maybe
wasn't
they're
a
not on their
gradual.
perch, maybe
Yeah.
they're not in.
It
So,
wasn't a gradual,
It sounds like you're trying to get
Slow
14
down.
hours of daylight, so just have your light on a timer and have it come on at 2 or 3 in the morning.
yeah, so that you would get the 14 hours.
And you don't
of
have to let them
daylight.
out at 2 or 3 in the morning, but they'll just roam around in their coop, and then you can let them out whenever you get up. I don't know if anyone.
So I hope that
I
helps you.
didn't catch that. Okay,
Hold on,
let's
wait,
move
I
on
have
to
it
that.
right
We've
here.
covered one question.
I don't know anyone within hours that sells turkeys. We pay $4.50 a pound for
Oh,
a
okay.
pasture chicken.
Thank you. Okay. Where do you see the homestead edutainment industry heading in 5 years? Boy, this person is really forward thinking. So, homesteading edutainment industry in 5 years. Would you describe your merch? Oh, that's different, separate. So, okay, 5 year. Where is it?
I think it's gonna be even bigger.
Oh yeah.
I think it's just starting.
I think it's going to shrink.
Especially the homesteading part of it.
So,
Yeah,
give you
it's a
some
growing
perspective on that.
industry for sure.
Rebecca and I have been vlogging for 4 years. There was no one farm vlogging. There was farm channels. More educational channels. But even then, there was only a few that I think of.
Yeah,
Now I can't even know. There's 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
That was
so
early.
many.
There's 100,
Yeah.
if not more.
You guys were early.
Well, we came in
So-
it from a family vlogger perspective. So like, that's how I found out about YouTube, was that a viral video from another family vlogger. And so then like we came into it thinking like, oh, we can just show people like what we do. Instead of like teaching people. But I mean, Justin had already produced permaculture chickens then, so we were teaching people, but we were kind of looking for maybe a more family friendly thing where, I mean, as you guys know, like with Penelope, you can have her there with you.
Yeah.
You know, and she's learning, I'm sure. Like our kids are learning. What did our kids say today? And it was so funny. I was like, wow, they're really picking up a lot of stuff. Like,
So, if let's say 5 years ago we started vlogging, and we were the first to come on and vlog homestead style, and now 5 years later,
4.
let's just go with the 5. The 5 years later, it's 4, but let's just go with these 5 easy numbers. There's now maybe a handful of people able to make a living doing that. You know, monetizing through YouTube and then selling product surrounding to their audience that they've created. I think then in 5 years, just like now there's 100 channels, but not all of them, most of them aren't making a living yet, haven't brought dad and mom home yet. Only a handful of people have done that. Maybe in 5 years there'll be hundreds of people that have been able to do that. There'll be thousands of channels, bigger community, bigger network, and also bigger people making a legit income off of this. Anything to add, guys?
No, I agree. I think you guys are early, and now it's just barely starting.
Yes. Okay.
Right?
It blows my mind to
hope
think
so.
that, but I really hope.
No,
that
man,
that's-
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
weird
I'm
to
hoping
think
for all
about
these
that.
other people that.
Because when we first started our channel, like
You can squeeze it
3 years ago now,
Yeah.
I felt like
Don't
You
use
can't,
it.
Lorraine. You can't leave.
I felt like, okay, does there really need to be a homesteading channel? You know,
What
like
kind of channel would it be?
Wow.
no, like
No, he was
no,
thinking
I
that
was
3 years
thinking
ago.
that there's too many homesteader channels.
Oh, really?
Like I was thinking that 3 years ago,
Wow.
and like what do I have to bring to the
Well,
homesteading
you have
community?
Bernice.
I know.
Got burned.
Like I was thinking those things in my head, like you know, like well, what do I have? Like why would I?
Tell them
start
what
one?
you have to bring. That's important. A lot of people are asking that right now. They don't think they have something to bring.
Right.
Can they still hear us that far
Can
back?
you hear
That's
us?
the only reason I didn't.
Sorry,
push it that far back.
I pushed
We're all
as
like-
far back.
Randy
so-
Kleiman, can you hear us? Okay, so tell them. What did you have to bring?
Yes, they can hear us.
It's.
Okay.
I think it was our perspective.
Oh.
Our,
Yeah.
you know, it's totally different perspective. Everyone has their own perspective.
That's good.
You know, I think
Good word.
that's the important thing. And yeah, and like
Family dynamics are all different too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only
Well-
thing. Like we didn't know what we were doing.
But I think I think everybody has an important story to tell.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a different story. And even though we have similarities, you know, like you had cancer, Justin had Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Like 2 totally different things, but they both really brought us to where we're at now,
Yes.
you know? And
People can relate to that.
And I mean, honestly, you guys are just super inspirational. I mean,
Mhm.
because you guys
And-
have done a huge work.
And you're talking to them, but they are too. And
Yeah.
people doubt their own story as interesting, but
Oh yeah.
really, if you carry a camera on you and just think of the mindset of, I'm just going to catch the interesting stuff, you're actually going to be surprised at all the interesting stuff that happens to you. Because you're going to start looking for it and you're
Yeah.
going to start realize, wow, yeah, this is terribly interesting.
Like I tell this story, and I give the talk at Homesteaders of America, where I remember sitting in my office, and I watched a 10-minute video of some guy pulling weeds,
Yeah.
and after that 10-minute video, I thought, why did I just watch this video for? But then at that moment, as I was watching that video, like I wanted to be that guy pulling
Aw.
weeds. Like I wanted to be in the dirt. I didn't want to be in my office cubicle.
Now you're that guy.
Yeah, now I've become that guy, but yeah, it's it's all like the perspective. Like maybe he was thinking, I don't know, like who's gonna watch me pull weeds, you know?
There's somebody
But there's somebody
In
out
an
there
office.
in their office.
who's wanting to be out
Watching-
of that
yeah.
office.
So there's some folks in here playing the YouTube game and some thinking about getting into it. It's certainly a game of patience. Because at the same, if you look back over the 3-4 years, a lot of these people that are making it now weren't making it for 3 or 4 years, but they were sure putting out the content, consistent. They were still getting better and better, and they finally got their break. So what kind of sugar do you use to cure your bacon? That's pretty easy,
He's
Rebecca.
asking me, or
He's asking you. They don't
oh,
cure
yes,
bacon.
yes,
You guys
yes,
have
we cure
bacon.
So we use honey, but in Jill Winger's book, she has a cure bacon recipe, and I think she uses honey too. But yeah, it would be honey, or maple
Oh, my.
syrup. Honey or maple syrup.
Ken, you're gonna have to give us smaller sentences at a time.
He
We
said,
can't
I
barely
do
read
that
it.
a lot.
Oh, good. You got it here.
Well, Randy Kleiman said, I'll watch you pull weeds. And then Ken Allen Homesteader, haha, I do that a lot. My wife will walk into the room and ask, why in the world are you watching that?
Yeah.
One, put the chicken nesting boxes in a different area. I think we're back. Are we back, Randy?
I was able to.
Yes,
okay.
we're back. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't understand that question. Have you
for you?
seen put the chicken nesting boxes in a different area from the roost? Oh,
Like
like
if
in
you-
a whole different like structure or something.
Or
like in
like-
a different coop.
I don't know where you would put them. Outside of the roost
I haven't.
or coop?
Um,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
maybe
really
the
sure.
closest thing is
I've-
Joel Salatin in his greenhouse when he keeps the chickens in the winter. Over his greenhouse, the nesting Salatin in his greenhouse when he keeps the chickens in the winter. Over his greenhouse, the nesting boxes are over to the side, and maybe the perches are in the middle.
I don't
But that's
know.
not really different.
No.
I haven't. Do you feed the American guinea hog and larger pigs the same ration of feed, i.e. 1 pound per month old? I know each breed grows out faster, but it's the amount of feed conversion the same or better versus American guinea hog. So, no, do not feed American guinea hog 1 pound of feed per day per month they've been old. That's for a more traditional growing
That
hog.
would be bad.
It would be bad. Yeah, a 5-month-old guinea hog will eat 5 pounds.
It will.
But
it does
it
not
might-
need it.
You might kill it, and you'll start certainly a grill fire when you go to cook
And
the
you will
pork
have
chops.
this much fat
So,
on a pork chop that's
oh.
this big. It would be
I
hilarious.
wish I was more scientific about feeding them guinea hogs, but
We just fed them our
we just
chickens.
fed them scraps. I felt like 10, 15 pounds of scraps between 2 of them. It ended up being enough. I mean, actually, they got too fat.
Yeah, I think
They
were
could have been
too
even
fat.
thinner. So if I was feeding maybe 10 to 15, 10-ish pounds a day, they probably would have been okay with 8 pounds a day food scraps. Grain's different. They don't need 8. They wouldn't need 4 pounds each. To give you an idea, Art fed his boar, which is as big as they get. What was it, 500 pounds? 4 pounds of grain a day.
No.
So that's like the max you
I
ever
don't
want to
even know
feed
if
an
he did
American
4
guinea hog.
pounds. But when we were at Cliff Davis's, he did not have an American guinea hog. He had a really fat boar. I don't know what kind it was, but it was traditional. And he was feeding it 3 pounds a day because it was overweight. So I don't think, I guess you just have to gauge it by how big they are and stuff.
So that's skim milk.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, skim milk.
changing gears again, this is back to Sow the Land. What was it like going into your first year raising chickens? So for sale. So your rookie year, professional chicken keepers.
Mhm.
What was that like?
So the first year, we raised some heritage breed barred rocks, or like a dual purpose breed, and that did not go well at all because they were dual purpose and there was not a whole lot of meat on them.
They were really
And they were a heritage breed, so it was like super slow. I did not have a good feed source. I was buying organic
Ooh.
bags, 50-pound bags at a time from just a local store. So you're talking about like $35 per bag, and it took me 18 weeks. So like, I was just like, it took how many, I don't know, $35 to raise one bird. Like, it was just a disaster. Like, it was not where we wanted to be, for sure.
Right, especially the first year moving. You had left your job in California, and
Yeah.
we really weren't making
But,
an income.
Yeah, but I saw it as like a learning experience. Like, I wanted to like actually do it. I've listened to so many podcasts about it. and read some books about it, but I wanted to actually do it and see, like, I didn't really know how much feed I needed to feed these birds, you know, or maybe even what kind. I mean, I heard Cornish crosses, but then I saw these heritage breeds that,
So you did the heritage.
Yeah.
Barred Rock.
yeah,
And you grew them to 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
He lost his shirt, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
And how much did they weigh a piece?
They were like 3 pounds maybe.
2 and 3 pounds. They
Yeah.
were- and, but
Isn't that
still,
depressing?
And would anybody buy them?
Because we did it
No.
too.
We weren't trying to sell them.
we
at
have
that
just
time.
moved here.
So now that you went pro this year with your Cornish Cross and your Red Rangers, you actually sold them.
We sold some.
How'd that go?
It went well.
Did you sell as many as you wanted to?
I initially said I wanted to sell 30 of them.
How many did you sell?
I sold 10.
Okay.
And
15.
we
Did you
sold
sell to your
They're
audience or
saying
you sell to
half.
friends?
Just friends.
Just
it was
friends?
both.
Yeah, it was
There
both.
was
Yeah,
people
you're right, it
from
was both.
people that watch us.
Okay.
A few people came in and bought from us.
Okay.
But that it actually paid for all our feed.
Just 10.
Yeah.
So
and
now-
I only raised 60 at a time.
Okay.
He doesn't raise as many as we do.
Yeah, I only raised 60 at a time.
There's a
And that was for
question
raising
coming in
60.
for them. You'll have to read.
Okay.
So then going into next year, are you going to stay pro? Or are you going to still sell birds? What are you going to do different?
I would like to raise more chickens, like because we usually do like 60 at a time.
But we want to keep some for us.
Right.
Yeah.
as
So
well.
I'm thinking raising even more and starting earlier of raising the chickens because we started I think a little bit late this year. But I think if we started earlier, we could raise more.
And then we couldn't
maybe sell more.
do one more batch because we were in California.
Okay, because you guys had a really busy September.
Plus when you stop going on vacation.
Tell
Yeah.
Randy, tell Randy, yes.
Okay,
So
Randy.
no,
oh, hold on a
they
second.
want to know when your cooking videos are coming out.
Yes.
So if you're watching any of our early if you're a follower of our channel, Lorraine does cooking videos. Just
That's
it
what
hasn't
she
happened
wants.
lately.
Well, we mostly do them in the
Really?
winter
Yeah.
time.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
she said.
yeah,
now
it's
that it's
coming up.
winter.
Yes,
Right.
because in the summertime we're always outside and
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just busy.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Also, how old is Bernice?
she's 3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
Wow.
And
She's our first
then
chicken. One of the first chickens we could buy.
Amy says, Jason and Lorraine, I loved how you packed up your family and started a new life. It's a great example to anyone that this can be done.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did
If
I
you-
miss?
if
Somebody
you-
wanted to know how much did you sell them for? Your chickens?
You made a video about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did
Or
a
not?
video of cost.
Oh, okay.
But we sold them for $5 a pound.
Okay.
Okay. My dad used to teach me that in business, when you're selling a product, you want to at least make 50% on it. So if it costs you $3, you want to sell it for $6. That's a good general rule of thumb. If you find a property with an existing mobile home that is non-livable, how do you assess if it's worth renovating or tearing down?
I
You
just
feel
want to say,
comfortable with that question?
I want to say something.
Yeah.
There are things that we don't know how to do, like plumbing and electrical. The rest of it we knew how to do. Like he's a carpenter, he knows how to do all of that stuff, but we don't feel comfortable with plumbing and electrical. So when we were looking for a house, we knew there was going to be work to do, but we knew, and we had talked about this, saying like if the plumbing's wrong and the electrical's wrong, we
I mean,
can't buy
basic
that.
stuff we could do, but like
Yeah.
we have to like tear out things and like get all into that. Like I would have to hire somebody to do those things, and I knew we were trying to do this with bare bones, like saving money. We didn't have a whole lot of money to spend on it, and I wanted to do as much possible as we can. And so for us, it was just okay. Can we move into this mobile home? How much work does it need? If I think I could do it all by myself, then we should go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like,
maybe that's
doing the update.
yeah. If you feel like you could do it yourself, then maybe it's something you do. But
Okay.
and for us, it was like mold issues and like we didn't notice any of those things.
We didn't. Yeah, it was, we
Yeah.
didn't have mold.
Yeah.
That was something another
Yeah.
thing that we were like, okay, we can't buy something that has mold. And
Yeah.
we don't know how to do that.
Right. It's well, that's just will
Right.
wreck your health.
Yeah.
Which you guys don't need any more of that.
So, first of all, my deepest sympathy to you and your family, Justin, for the loss of your father. Thank you very much. That was 2 weeks ago today. So thank you guys for bearing with us on that and having
Yeah.
to skip the webinar. There was no way we could have done the webinar.
No.
Like he
I
died
know.
at 4:45. We got on the show at 7. It's like, no.
Our assistant, like, she
would've
happened to
just been-
call and ask me a question about something completely unrelated, and I told her, and she's like, so I'm canceling the webinar. And I was like, well, Justin didn't tell me that. And she's like, no, we're canceling the webinar. I was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And it was.
Yeah.
It was the right call. So thank you guys for
Yeah, and they said they got to meet him when he was
Visiting
visiting
your
my brother.
brother.
So that was neat that you got to meet him.
Hmm.
Happy for you there.
Who is that?
I don't know.
'Cause
They
they
didn't
live
sign.
in-
Are you in here?
Are you here? That person who did get
Because
to
whoever
meet.
this is, they
and-
live in Asheville.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're in here, let us know. Anyway, tonight's topic is very timely for us. Rick is making our patio into a sunroom with an attached small greenhouse. We want to keep our turmeric, lemons, tulsi, basil, and
Nasturtiums. I never
living
say
during
it
the
right.
winter. He put down blocks already on our property and treated wood for the base of the greenhouse section. The blocks will allow drainage. My question is, what kind of floor do you recommend in the greenhouse section? Should we put down hardware cloth, weed burial, gravel, or paving stones?
So they're not.
Well, I'll answer part of it. I wish we would have put concrete down. And in fact, I have plans to
'Cause
lift
the
up the
grass is
greenhouse and
growing.
move it.
It's growing right through the
Yeah,
weed barrier,
so-
right through the gravel.
We put
Yeah.
weed barrier and gravel
The
down.
grass don't care.
And we even have like it sitting on bricks too. So my dad is a general contractor, has been for a really long time. So I talked to them, and we can just like raise the greenhouse and move it over, and then we can concrete the area and bring it back and put it down. So I think that's what we're gonna do. That's what I wish I would have thought about that a long time ago, but I didn't. So
So what do you recommend, Jason?
Blocks allow drainage.
Just rereading it for a second, guys.
Yeah. Put down blocks already on our property. I think we would probably just do I think weed barrier. Wouldn't we? Weed barrier and gravel.
Yeah.
well, you guys grow in the base
Yeah,
of
yeah.
you guys grow in the bottom.
You
in
grow
your
in the
ground.
ground of your
Like
In
we
your
grow on the
greenhouse.
ground.
Yeah.
We just threw some wood chips in there, and then now we're just and bring in compost.
Get
So
the
I mean
heavy
that's an
duty-
option too. Is like not.
Not having a floor and just growing in it.
Yeah. I mean, I mean our greenhouse is more for starters and things like that.
Right. Because it depends what you want to use.
Yeah,
it
it
for.
depends on what you want to use your greenhouse. Well, they want to grow things in it.
They want to keep it living during
Yeah,
winter.
they want to keep things living
So
in it.
I'm assuming just moving like pots in there.
Uh-huh. I mean, I think, I know concrete would probably be expensive. I don't know what the pricing on all that is. I want to
Yeah.
concrete my driveway though.
She's concrete crazy.
Y'all, I'm
Anybody
just
say
sick of,
concrete
I'm
crazy?
sick of the weeds growing up and it's just not working out. So we're going to have to put concrete down. But I would say that like maybe even paving stones might be good because it would maybe hold heat in too. Like it'd be a, what do they call it? Thermal mass or whatever. Do you know when you like heat it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and then that would give off heat all night long, keeping it warmer.
You don't have to justify your concrete crazy. We like you.
No, I'm just saying like for what we want it
Concrete's
for.
nice. Yeah.
Concrete's nice.
I'm looking forward to having concrete as a driveway too, cause like
Right.
we're growing grass in our, and it's like I'm just like thinking how many times are we gonna have to like re-gravel it, and it's like
Yeah.
if we can just concrete it, it seems like it would be cheaper in the long run
Right. than
having to deal with all the other things. But anyways, okay, so somebody did want to
Let's
know
catch up on the live chat
how
questions.
old was the trailer you guys renovated? Do you know?
It is the year on it's I think 2010.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so it's not that. It's,
It's
not that
not.
old.
It's not
terribly
terribly.
They're
old.
calling you the crazy concrete lady.
I know, right? I am the crazy everything lady, y'all. Okay, let's see. What does Jason recommend for learning carpentry skills? I regret
That's a
never
good question.
taking a shop class in high school.
So yeah, I never took a shop class in high school. I just started getting into it in the last maybe 6 years, and how I learned was there was an actual like an adult shop class.
That's cool.
At the local high school that we were living at in California. they were offering adult classes
That's cool.
after high school, and this was like 100-year-old high school. They had really nice shop classes, like they had 2 of them, and so that the shop teacher from the high school would actually be teaching this adult class,
Oh wow.
and it was like super cheap to do it, and it was like maybe 4 hours a week in the evenings.
Wow.
And they let you use all the tools that you want. They had every tool in there, and that was really for me to get more familiar with the tools. And he would show you how to use them, and if you could work on any project that you wanted, and you could just use the tools and pay for it, use the tools, and you could bring in your own wood, and that really got me to really like working with these tools and being comfortable around using like a table saw or how to use a chop saw or what do you use a bandsaw for, and all these other tools. And that helped me a lot. So I don't know if that's something that you could look at into your area. Maybe there's an adult class you could take would help you get more familiar with these tools.
Community colleges.
Yeah.
A community college. Do you have any YouTube channels that that you know of that would teach anything?
Yeah. YouTube's another great one you could look at.
But you don't have any
there's
one specific.
Well, there's one called like Modern Builds. There's another one called
Okay.
Crafted Workshop. They're just like really basic YouTube channels, I think. Or Fix This Build That is another YouTube channel.
Randy says his table salt scares him to death. Okay, so somebody suggested to volunteer for Habitat for Humanity at building houses, and there are those gentlemen, like at least here in our area, the gentlemen that do the Habitat for Humanity area builds in our area, they're older men who just don't have anything that they grew up doing carpentry or that was their job and they just love it so much, and so I think that would be a great way.
Or maybe you
Randy,
know
that
somebody
you could-
that does it. Like I met like older people that would take that class that they did not need to take this class. They just wanted to take the class to hang out. So I would be friends with these older guys, and like they invite me over to their shop at home, and it's like an awesome shop, and like just hanging out
And
with
they
them.
have all the wood that you
Yeah,
love.
Yeah.
they have all the tools, and like just hanging out with them, being around that little community, I think helps too.
Awesome. Okay, one other question. Any Etsy shop tips? Do you have
Because
any
you sell stuff on Etsy.
Yes, this person does.
Have you
It's
found any
Dory.
success
is her
there?
name.
And what is your tips?
So we first started selling our stuff on our website, but I felt like for some reason,
It was limited.
yeah, like I think because Etsy is like a trusted site maybe,
Mhm, it
and people
is.
are comfortable putting in their card information on Etsy versus just like a website, like
They don't
even
know
though
who you are.
yeah, they didn't really know who we were and stuff, and so we decided to move everything to Etsy, even though Etsy takes a little bit of percentage and stuff. But everything's all built in for you, like the shipping, you don't have to figure any of that stuff out. So I like it. As far as being successful on it, I mean, a lot of the ways that we do it, we just share what we're put on there through social media, through Instagram, through our YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean, it also has its own like search engine, like if people are searching
Yeah.
for stuff, so that's another great way. I mean, it's like just happens organically. But I don't like to rely on that. I just like to, share what we have to offer on there through social media and the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, I will say this as an Etsy shopper, good photos
Yeah.
and really good descriptions.
Yeah, photos are key.
Yeah, and then answering their questions quickly. Like I had a question about something that I was looking at, and it took the person like 2 or 3 days to get back to me, and I was like,
By then you already bought something
yeah,
else.
like by then I was like, there's that whole like, if in doubt, do without. So it's kind of like I was doubting it already. So it was like, had maybe she gotten back to me sooner, then I would have maybe made the purchase. But because I was like, I don't know, and then
Right.
and then she didn't really answer my question well enough, and I was like, yeah, I'm not buying it. So I think that's like key. I mean, Lorraine has kind of turned me on to Etsy more recently, and I'm like, so if I'm like looking for something, because I want to support small businesses, and so that's why I'm like, I want to buy something. I should look and see what they have on Etsy. And actually, I just purchased a really nice gift for Justin on Etsy surrounding the passing of his father. So, and that, like, because, you know, I went and there was like a billion people who were doing what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let me read the reviews. And the lady, I emailed her and she got back to me within like 30 minutes. And then I was able to make the purchase. And so, yeah, it's, those are my tips as a Etsy shopper.
No, the pictures are huge.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be, like, good lighting.
Yeah.
Like, buy a light if you have to. Like, you know, it needs to be a really nice, clear picture.
And lots of them, too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go on to the next. We got 2 more questions in the questions submitted beforehand. We're looking at a small wood stove for that area. My question is, what kind for that area, which will be open to the main house with a sliding glass door? Also, Jason and Lorraine's wood stove, and wondered if that would be too big for a 300 square foot sunroom. So tell them about, for those that don't know what kind of stove you have, what stove do you have, and is it too big for 300 square foot?
So ours is an Englander. It's made for, there's stoves that's made for mobile homes and there's ones that are not. Ours is made for a mobile home, and the square footage on that is, I think it's 1,000 square feet, and that's what size our mobile home is.
So does it heat your bedroom? Like, does it get back? Or is it more like your living space that it's heating?
Our living space, our living room, and
Yeah.
our kitchen.
Okay.
Right. And I,
It doesn't really, like,
no.
get all the whole 1,000.
No.
Because, I mean, the walls, they're, I mean, you know.
Right. I mean, if we left it on for days, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but we don't. We try to keep it
And
minimal.
it's made for a mobile home.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
made for a mobile
That's
home.
cool. I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's the way it's insulated, so
Okay.
so it won't burn down the mobile home.
So yours is too big for 300 square feet.
Yeah, I would think.
Okay.
I would say ours is too big.
You can get a really tiny stove, y'all, 300 square feet.
Yeah.
You really can't. I mean, I'm sure, did you see any that they put in buses?
Oh
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
But I hate to be the Debbie Downer
Yes.
of the story.
Debbie Downers.
Tell me how,
But let me
Reality
tell
check.
you, the smaller the wood stove, the smaller pieces of wood
Yeah.
that you have to fit into it. I mean, I know I'm the one who lights the
Yeah,
stove
it's
every
hard
day.
to buy that.
Yeah.
How big
or
is your
make
box?
It's like, well, the opening is this
Yeah,
big.
but how wide? How?
It's
What's
okay.
what's the depth
It's
of
width
it?
like this.
But what's the depth?
This is the depth.
It's not very deep.
Oh.
So when we say we have to chop down our logs, we
Yeah,
have to
because
chop
I
down
saw
our
you
logs.
chopping this wood down
that
to
seemed
like
already
this
small.
big,
You have
and
to
I
be-
was like, why is she chopping
Because
it
you
so
can take a
small?
log and throw it in yours.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
we
to like
can.
place it,
So
or else it'll jump back.
You have to
that
think
way.
about
Oh,
buying
wow.
it too. Nobody's cutting it that size if
Right.
you're gonna need to buy your wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have to,
We have
cut,
to
it
cut it
down
down.
further.
Yeah, that's a good
So
point.
yeah, that's something we didn't think
Now,
about.
So what would you do? Just get a big stove and roll down some windows?
Yeah.
If you have,
Or maybe not get a stove.
get a mini split or
Okay.
something.
Maybe get a mini
Yeah,
split.
if you're on 300 square foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe get a mini split.
I mean, they look.
because I've seen the stoves on the buses.
Yeah.
They're like the cubic mini stoves. They're like this.
They're adorable.
And what, they're putting in actual like twigs
Yes.
in there.
I like this
Yes,
reality
in
check.
that
I
mer-
like this
that
reality
little
check.
stove,
Yeah.
I did notice because that was one thing because like we were, you know,
It's
I mean,
twigs.
you have when you're doing a bus, you have to think about how are you going to heat.
Yes.
Obviously, we tried to stay out of the cold, but that's not 100% possible. And I was like, we are not getting one of those little stoves.
No.
They are like, because I was like,
That's a good
where are we
point.
going to buy wood? And then it is like, you know, this big.
And then
Yeah.
it burns so fast, you have
People are
to sit
chiming
by
in
there,
back.
and you
Oh,
have to
sorry.
feed the wood like every hour.
Yeah.
You could never sleep all night and keep the fire
No.
going,
Right.
someone said.
Right.
Oh, that's true too.
Now, someone did
Burns
say
out
you could
quick.
do a propane stove. Adam Link.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam, how are
Yeah.
you?
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Okay, quick rapid fire question. Do you love the grid?
I love the grid.
Oh, loves the grid.
I love the grid.
He loves the grid. You have to get. You'd be recommending the split,
Yeah, and
but
like
it's more efficient.
like woodworking tools. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have to like fire up a generator or something.
Yeah.
You know, like
Kind of takes the heat. Well,
it's.
I was gonna say the generator's kind of loud.
convenience is
but-
pretty nice.
Yeah. Okay, convenience is pretty nice. Quote him, y'all.
Convenience
Put it on a photo.
is pretty
Put it-
nice.
Convenience is pretty
I'm
nice.
gonna make
That's
a,
the
I'm
next
gonna
t-shirt.
make
Put it
an
in his next
Instagram.
Instagram
So clear.
post.
That's the next
Convenience
t-shirt.
is pretty nice.
Convenience is pretty nice. That deep thoughts with Jason. Okay. Well, all right, one more question. You guys,
They're
built-
talking to us.
it's all of us,
You guys,
because
yeah.
you were involved too. You guys built an Anna White greenhouse. So Jason built an Anna White greenhouse.
For us.
Yeah. though it seems you don't use it that much, what would you change and would you build it again in hindsight?
Okay.
So we
Oh,
we used it in
want
the
me-
spring to start our plants.
Yes.
But then it got too hot.
Well, and there's some issues with my vents that I need to call the company and get new screws because, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
I don't know
that's
what
not
happened.
enough. Even when it was working.
Yeah,
it
the
was
vents
still
aren't enough.
120
I
plus
would
an hour.
probably do something where, well, then I discovered there's like it's an aluminum shade cloth, so it's silver, and I could put that over it, and then that reflects.
Yes,
it
yes. Did
reflects
you ever
the
buy
heat.
that?
I never bought it because I need to go out there and
Okay.
measure it. We had I guess just our end of summer and fall were kind of crazy with the kitchen renovation and then getting the sheep
Well,
and
that's it,
then
too.
the
We didn't do
traveling
fall
and
planting.
your dad and all of that. It
We
was
didn't do
just a
fall
lot.
planting, so we didn't get the shade cloth for it. It
Yeah.
was too hot. So what we would do different is ask Anna White, why in the world no vents?
What about
And we have to put some vents in there, Jason,
right.
somehow.
Well,
What-
we had some ideas of maybe the bottom even.
what
like,
about putting the? Would you have done another door on the up? I know that was. that
Well,
was
we
one
had talked
option.
about doing another door on the other side so
or
that
I don't know.
it
But
could
I don't know if
flow
that would work.
through.
We
don't
should
think that
we should have a Dutch door
Well, we have a Dutch door.
on the other side.
I know. Well, I originally had talked to him about doing that, but then there was some miscommunication, and he didn't
It's
do
all
that. And
his fault.
It's totally Jason's fault.
Let's bring it up in front of everybody right now. You're fired. you
Yeah.
No,
owe us-
he offered to redo
you
it.
throw him in front of the bus.
No, there was miscommunication. He offered to redo it, and I was like, nah, it's totally
Yes, he's
fine.
very nice. We
Yes.
keep you on.
No,
Only
it's
if
not
you put
Jason's
him in
fault.
there.
It's
Yeah.
not
For free.
Jason's fault.
No.
No, and I mean, we talked about doing some vents, and I don't know if
We
that's
got a
maybe
minute.
something we will do
Yeah.
in the future. But I mean,
Maybe a
I
fan.
like it honestly.
A fan? Yes, we love the
Fan.
grid.
Yes.
Could we do a fan?
A fan on the vent.
Yeah, we could maybe do
Because they
that.
sell those.
We
What
could.
about the bottom? If we hinge that metal so they could open up, like doors,
Like a door.
glass lift up.
Right. You can lift it
Yeah, a
up
fan
and-
with a thermostat.
So that's how you get Jason to the freezer room, half off.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. Sorry, we cut out the front. So we are talking about that, Cindy, right now about how we invent that thing. I'm thinking we would. I think we could do the
Put
top
two-
door, like you said. Maybe it'd be a window on that one end, south side.
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back to it. So if we would do vents, what kind would you use? So we are talking about maybe doing something on the bottom.
Opening up the bottom.
Opening up, because like with a cat tunnel, they
Yeah.
open up the bottom.
Yeah,
Now, but doesn't heat rise?
it does.
But I'm hoping with
But it's
with
airflow,
that.
baby.
Just come out.
But I'm thinking
Should.
though with the shade cloth that's silver, it reflects the heat, but it lets light in.
Let's just try that at first, and then we don't
so
have to do.
it reflects the heat, but it lets light in.
Let's just try that at first, and then we don't have to do
So-
anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I just need to get out there. I
Right.
think
It's all
that.
trying it. It's all an experimenting.
Yeah. And a lot of it is too is that we did focus so much on our meat production this year, and you know we are talking about maybe downsizing our
Gardens.
gardens in general. I mean, I do want to do the spring, summer, fall, winter garden still. Like I still want to do that. I mean, are you still up for that? Or are you like he's not so sure. So I don't know. I mean, when we built it, it was something that we wanted to do, but you know, life always takes different turns and you make different decisions. And so I don't regret building it at all. I think it's a great asset, and I think that
Oh, and it'll be there for 20 years.
yeah, and I think that
Every
we
spring
are
at
going to
least.
use it. And
'Cause-
again, like once we again experiment and see what works and what doesn't work.
Our drastic garden downsize, the most drastic, you would still have your kitchen garden and we'd still have a Rune's garden. So we would still need a greenhouse to start our plants. We'd still want a greenhouse.
Yeah.
And then for the fall, it would be nice to start plants in the fall if we can cool it off somehow. Looks like we were going to try. I think trying a shade cloth makes the most sense because we buy the shade cloth. We don't have to do any kind of structural change.
Yeah.
Because in the spring, it's not an issue.
I mean, that might
You
work.
want it warm
It's
in
just
there.
the late
Yeah,
summers that
in
are
the-
like,
But when you
Yeah,
need to plant in the summer,
For the fall.
it's
Bad.
very
It's
tough.
a very tough situation.
and maybe
to
a shade
do.
cloth is all you need, but
Well,
That's something to
so
try.
the shade cloth, it was John Kohler is who I found it through
Yeah,
YouTube,
YouTube,
growing
John
your greens
Kohler.
or whatever, and because he lives in like the desert,
Yeah.
and so he has to just in general have that shade cloth over all of his plants, or
Right.
they would all die. Like his
Wow.
tomatoes, even it's just so hot, and he had like that temperature thing. And he gauged the temperature underneath the
Okay.
shade cloth, and then he gauged it outside, and it was significant difference.
Right.
So I'm really hoping.
Try that.
I mean, it was kind of one of those things where when I went to go buy the shade cloth, we were gonna have, it had a custom thing because of the size. Like they
Oh.
had different sizes, but if I was gonna have to get like such a big one, but then there was gonna be so much excess, so I was like, I just need to go out there and measure it.
Yeah.
But then it's like 2 or 3 weeks to get it made. And so then by the time I was gonna get it, it was gonna be like
Yeah.
not worth it. So I was like, we'll think about it in the spring.
We got any more questions, Rebecca, as we close out the show?
Somebody did want to know about Sally side by side.
I saw that Scott Burton got his Sally side by side today.
Yes, I saw that too.
Congratulations,
let's see.
Scott.
You're going to want to get a different windshield. The summertime one is like 1/3 the height, or just take it off completely. Our windshield has vents in it.
Yeah.
I think I love our windshield.
Oh, I'm so glad we
so
got the
thankful we did the windshield.
Because when we go out there in this, I'm just so glad we got the side by side. We go out there now. Chores are funner. The whole family goes, and that windshield. When we went out in the sleet, I was very thankful we got the windshield. I thought,
Yes.
windshield. What are we going to get next? Wipers and air conditioning?
There you go.
I knew that I knew that I didn't want to get rained on when you're driving. And so
No,
that's the
smart.
whole reason we got
That's
the
smart.
windshield. And that's why
The
we got the
whole-
vented one.
The seats would get wet. Driving.
Yeah, because
and
we have a lot of rain here
coming through.
too.
Yeah, we're in temperate
So
rainforest.
I think I'm pretty. I do love Sally.
Love the Sanford family. Yeah, that was the biggest thing about Sally that maybe we didn't.
Anticipate and how much.
Because
the
we
kids-
thought we were family friendly farming, and no, now we're family friendly farming because like really all the kids go and all the kids can keep up with me
That's awesome.
and they all have a good time.
Yeah.
Now maybe it's because they're excited right now,
Yeah.
and we just went through a whole debacle about can I drive sitting on my lap and whose turn is it, and there's 4 of them, and oh my goodness, okay, no more.
Like,
Sitting
you have
on
to
my
use the
lap.
wheelbarrow now.
Sitting under the wheelbarrow.
Right.
You cut up. You don't be quiet back there. You're gonna push the wheelbarrow. That's a good one,
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh, that is really.
Remember
good.
that thing, the wheelbarrow?
Remember that? I remember we used to
Remember
use the
when you had to
wheelbarrow.
push 2 hay bales up the hill and take it out
Those
to
were
the.
the good old days.
You better pay attention. Better get it in line.
That's fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. If nobody's got any more questions, thank you, Jason and Lorraine.
Yes.
Yeah,
Should
thank
have
you
gotten
guys
an
so
AVD.
much.
Only kids get on the back.
Only 2
Okay.
kids can on the mat.
Yep. Also, do you have plexi
Plexus?
spray to what? No, we need to get that, I guess. Justin asked me about a side by side after he almost killed. What did he say?
He almost killed me pushing up the cart full of hay.
Yeah.
Cause Adam was here on Friday, and I think we got the side by side on Saturday.
Adam and I we pushed 2 hay bales, I think,
Right?
if I remember that.
Yes. Awesome. So I will look into this plexus spray.
All right, it's probably toxic, it's all get out.
Well, I don't know. We haven't ever wiped our windshield. I don't know. Maybe we need to look at that.
Okay.
So.
Thank you guys. Nice to see you, Lorraine and Jason.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the show, driving all the way out here.
Yeah, it was fun.
I know. We had a
And,
great time. I was
yeah.
almost afraid we weren't going to get to do this.
I know.
We need
So
to put
I'm
GPS.
glad you guys found the show. It looked like everybody found the show. Like 45
Yes.
people on here, max.
Yeah, it's
You're
good.
welcome, Randy. Randy, thank you for coming and hanging out. It's always good to have you. I guess we're gonna get more people now that it's getting cooler, and isn't it kind of fun that the farm slows down a little bit this time of year?
Yes.
Do you guys think that's fun,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
or do you get depressed?
No.
I miss the green though. I was looking
Yeah.
at one of our videos from the summertime, and I was like, it's so green.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of our kids said that. They saw a video and they were like, wow.
I
The
feel-
yard.
The green overwhelms me.
The green overwhelms you. I was going to say something. Oh, we have our next webinar in December Hold
Oh,
on.
you have
Let
to
me go
change
to
it
that.
from the Sunday.
No, we already did. We did change it, but I want to make sure that everybody gets that notice. So we are going to have a webinar in 2 weeks. So that will be December 1st.
That's the same as always, but just
Right.
you and I.
And yes, it'll just be you and I. And then our next one isn't going to be for 3 weeks after that. So it'll be December 22nd. And that one will be with
not on a
Fit
Sunday.
Farmer. So it'll be with Mike and Lacey.
Oh,
No, it is on a Sunday. It is on a Sunday.
But it's
so
on the. It's not the third Sunday like we normally do. It's
it's
going
going
to
to
be
be
on
the fourth Sunday because we are going to be out of town on the 15th. So we couldn't do the webinar, obviously. So just wanted you
Alright.
guys to know. So December's webinars are going to be on December 1st and December 22nd. So make sure you
I'm supposed to be doing homework. This is way better than homework.
make sure that you
You
get
learned way
that you
more
mark
doing
your
this.
calendars. And Heather, I'm sure will send out an email too. So
Okay. All right, guys.
awesome.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good
People
night.
love
Thank
you.
you, guys. Thank you for all you guys do.
Oh.